Cleveland County to the August Cleveland County Kitchen Show. My name is Deborah Blanton, and I am here with Deborah Gibson, who has quite a setup here. But our target fruit, vegetable, plant, produce is the eggplant. Now, for those of you that know it by another name, aubergine is another name of the eggplant. And it is an unusual plant looking, and we'll show you some pictures in here in just a minute. But let me introduce Deborah to you. Tell us the name of your farm and really how you got started with all of this.
What? My name is Deborah Gibson, and the name of my farm is Green Meadow Farm. The name is actually inherited because it used to be a chicken farm, so I just inherited it and took it and thought, well, it sounded great, and it represents what we have, and that is Green Meadows. I started farming last summer in more of a building infrastructure for me, and I actually reintroduced myself. I was a teacher for about 11 years in the public school system in Gaston County, and I lost my husband after about 30 years. And then I met my new husband, and he had this farm, and I thought, I think I want to quit teaching and start farming.
Oh, great.
So it was a career change, and they do say people have those.
Yes.
So last summer I started with infrastructure, tilling the fields, clearing what I had to clear. This summer has actually been a true farming year, where I'm in a market in Shelby, and I sell at the Kings Mountain Hospital on Thursdays a little bit.
Okay.
So how I got started was, I've always been a gardener. I took farm school, I took classes in master gardening, and I took bee school. So I feel like I've gotten all the knowledge I can get through classroom sources, and now I just have to get out in the field and learn.
And practice.
Lots of practice.
Yes, yes. So really, Deborah has everything. You've got asparagus, I see okra back here, and we're only in one small field because you have multiple gardens around. So at the farmer's market, you'll see here, and I guess you all have a place to be, like toward the west end is where your booth is.
Right.
Okay.
Right. Stall number 24.
All right. Well, let's talk about eggplant. These are really beautiful leaves, and they are loaded apparently with flowers. There is a purple flower right here. And then from the flower, when they get pollinated, they start looking like this, which is, I would say, is a baby eggplant.
It is.
And then we go to this size right here. Now, do you know the name of this type of eggplant?
It's called, I got it from Gurney's, and it's called the Midnight Queen Hybrid.
Okay. Well, there are several different species of eggplants. I personally am growing the Japanese, which are probably about this long and about that wide, so they make really nice small slices. I would assume this will get to be, I guess it could get this big.
I have had one that was a football size. If you back up,
yes,
I have a large one.
We'll do a swapperoo here.
She's
yes.
getting big.
Oh,
she's about
Deborah,
the size
yes.
of a big old softball.
Yes, yes.
And I think, well, I have others that are about that size, same size. There's just another small one. I like to cut them before they get that size.
Right.
I think my customers, they prefer the smaller, so it's not quite so
big in the pan or big in the whatever. Right.
They just like it small.
And if you're just experimenting with eggplant, you may want to try just a small one just to see what it tastes like.
I have had customers that bought just one eggplant. I just want to try it, they say.
Well, we hope, of course, with our program that we introduce you to new and different kinds of vegetables. We'll learn from Nancy Abasiakong why we need to eat eggplant, but that's here in the next couple minutes, so stay tuned for that. But I have to congratulate you on the plants, how beautiful they look. Do you remember when you planted these?
I planted them about mid-May
Okay.
as transplants. I had started them at the house, and then I brought them down here. When they were young, they had problems with ants, and
Yes,
so
you were saying.
I had to get rid of the ants before they could really take off and be healthy. Once I got rid of the ants, they said they loved it, and they don't get any spray. I'm not certified organic, but I do not spray my plants if I can all help it.
Yeah, of course, yes, yes. Well, you will absolutely have eggplant into September, I would think, with
Yes,
all
ma'am.
these flowers that are here and as healthy as the leaves look. So that's just wonderful. Well, Deborah, thank you so much. You will find them again, Green Meadow Farms at the Farmers Market. And we are standing here in the rain. What else is new in the month of August? It's not really pouring yet, but I guess it could be. You are also, are you in Gaston County?
We actually have a Kings Mountain address, but we're just inside the Gaston County line.
Right,
I think, as the crow flies, it's not more than half a mile that way.
Is Cleveland County.
Cleveland County.
Right,
Yeah.
right. Well, we're thrilled to be able to do farmers in adjoining counties too, because as you serve the farmers market and in Shelby. So we're just so glad to have you and have you as a brand new farmer. And with everything that you're doing, we know you're going to be here a long time, Deborah.
Yes, this is my new career, so I got to stick with it and make it work.
Great. Well, I know you will.
Thank you.
Well, stay tuned, folks. We're going to be talking about why we need to eat eggplant, all those good vitamins in it. So we'll see you back in just a minute. Stay tuned.
Someone once said that without music, life would be a mistake. And that's how we feel here on Face the Music. Hi, I'm Summer Castle-Keever, and I'd love for you to join me each month on our new program, Face the Music, which airs on C19 TV and C19.tv. Each month we'll highlight the talents, personalities, and stories behind some of the area's most gifted singers, songwriters, and musicians. It's going to be a lot of fun, so join me each month for a new edition of Face the Music right here on C19.
Only 2 years until graduation. Then what? The Advanced Manufacturing Academy is a partnership between Cleveland County Schools and Cleveland Community College. It offers you, rising 11th graders, the chance to learn job skills, earn valuable credentials, and complete your high school studies all at the same time. By completing the Advanced Manufacturing Academy, you'll graduate high school ready to start work at way above minimum wage. Check out the Academy and give yourself a head start on a great future.
Welcome, Cleveland County. Back again from the garden, from Deborah Gibson's garden to the studio with Nancy Abassi-Acom. Now, I have in my hand 2 eggplants. They look a little bit different, one from the other, but they're different varieties. Notice this has a green top, and this one is smaller. This is a Japanese variety, and it has a darker top. And I'm not going to ask you why they're different colors, Nancy, except that they're different varieties.
Yes.
But tell us why in the world we would want to eat something like this.
Well, eggplant is a very nutritious fruit, but we use it like a vegetable.
Oh, okay.
And it may be, of course, the traditional purple color that we're all very familiar with, purple or blackish.
Right.
Or it can also be white or striped. So some of the newer varieties, we may see some different things when you're visiting the farmer's market or roadside stands or even your grocery store, which of course they're available year-round at our local groceries. But eggplant is a good source of potassium, some of the B vitamins as well, other minerals, fiber,
Okay.
low in calories,
Oh, yes.
low sodium.
Okay.
No fat until we add some things in.
Right.
But it's a very good, again, vegetable. We use it more as a vegetable, but a good, healthy, nutritious vegetable for us to add to our diets.
Well, does that mean if it's a fruit, we could eat it raw?
It is not recommended that you eat it raw, although you can.
Okay.
If it's a young, tender,
Maybe something like
that,
this.
you could. But it has a product in it that tends to be bitter, that could be bitter.
Almost like an
It's an
astringent,
alkaloid.
maybe.
Right, it's an alkaloid.
Okay.
So it's really not recommended, not usually eaten raw.
Raw.
But you could.
Okay.
It's not harmful.
Not
you could
poisonous,
eat it. That's
okay.
right, not poisonous.
Okay.
Not poisonous.
All right. Well, this is huge, and they get bigger. Deborah had huge ones.
Right, up to football size.
Yes.
From an egg or a golf ball size up to a football
Yes.
size. So there's a lot of variety in eggplant.
Yes. So, what's the best way to store these things while you're looking around trying to find a recipe, or you found the great recipe, but you want to be able to maybe preserve this so that in the wintertime you can make the same recipe? So how do we save these things for future consumption?
Eggplant can be frozen. It is not recommended that you can them to preserve them. So you wouldn't, they would be a low acid food, but it's not recommended that
So
you
you couldn't
pressure
put them
can
in a
them.
jar or
Right.
anything.
No,
Okay,
but that
okay.
you freeze them.
Okay.
So you would blanch, and of course on our fact sheet it will give you the time. You would water blanch or steam blanch 3 to 4 minutes, depending on the size and the thickness of the slice. And
Okay,
then
so you just wouldn't blanch this whole,
whole thing, no.
You'd slice it first.
Right.
Okay.
And of course, eggplant discolors, it oxidizes. You get oxidation and you'll get some discoloring like you would on bananas and other things
yeah.
like that.
Oh, you mean once
So
you slice it,
slice it,
then the
be
raw
ready to use it.
fruit changes color.
Right. That
Oh,
flesh
okay.
could begin to turn a little bit brown.
Okay.
Or it's still fine to eat.
Okay.
But be ready. You would not go ahead and slice it and put it aside and come back to it later in the day or something like that. Wash them and slice or prepare them right when you're ready to use them.
Okay. Okay. That's
And then,
good.
of course, if you are freezing, once you blanch, you would take them out of the hot water, boiling water, or steam.
With a 2 to 3 minute.
It would, right, 3 to 4 minutes, and
Okay.
again, that will be on the fact sheet.
Right.
So that you can tell, and depending on the size
Okay.
of your slice and how thick and so forth. Then you would immediately quick cool in some ice water, take it out of that, because we're not soaking, we're just trying to lower the temperature. So take it then out of the ice water,
Okay.
and then spread it out on your paper towels or something to blot it.
Okay.
And then get it dry as you can, and then you're ready to package. Now you can do a tray method by spreading them on a single
Cookie
layer
sheet.
on a cookie sheet, and as soon as 12 hours or so overnight, when they
Okay.
become firm,
Right.
put them into your freezer container.
Oh, sure enough.
So then
Oh,
label and freeze.
yeah. Right.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we discussed a little bit before the show about another name for eggplant is aubergine.
Mm-hmm.
And that, you say, is a color. Aubergine is a color.
Right.
It refers to the color of the vegetable fruit.
Right,
not
it's the purple
it.
brownish color. Might also be called aubergine.
Okay.
And Europeans, or in some regions, they may call eggplant aubergine, but we know it more commonly as eggplant. And of course, as I said, it's been around for a long time. Originally was originated in India in Southeast Asia, and it was more like an egg size, an egg shape,
Okay.
white, or it could have been yellow or kind of a yellowish color. And Thomas Jefferson is actually credited with helping to cultivate the eggplant that we know, this purple variety,
Oh, well, I'll
with
be.
that nice pear shape or egg shape,
Right,
that's so
right.
traditional for us.
So he not only cultivated grapevines and made wine, he cultivated eggplant. Who knew?
That's right. That's right.
Well, that's great. You're
Now
a
let-
wealth of information, Miss Nancy.
Oh, well, let me say one word about selecting.
Oh,
When you're
yes.
selecting your eggplant, it should be heavy for its size shiny. You want that cap in place.
Right.
Right.
And this is
That's the
definitely
cap there.
in place,
Maybe some
right.
unstem, but all of that helps to preserve the freshness and the moisture. You also don't want to have purchase eggplants that are shriveled or that have brown spots or pitted kind of places on them.
Which would mean that it was over the hill
Right.
as far as being ripe or ready to eat. Nancy, again, thank you so much. Folks, stay tuned. We're going to cook these little jewels, so stay tuned.
Be a part of building the future. Be a welder. The welding technology program at Cleveland Community College prepares you with the science, the technology, and the skills to be a successful welder. Experienced instructors using state-of-the-art equipment train students using industry standard skills developed through classroom training and practical application. Successful graduates are in high demand and are employed as entry-level technicians in welding and metalworking industries. Learn more. Call Cleveland Community College at 704-669-4077.
Hi, I'm Linda Hopper, and I'm excited about Woman to Woman right here on C19 TV. Each month, my guest and I will chat about issues relating to women in general, but with a special focus on women right here in Cleveland County. Our topics will range from serious issues such as domestic violence and workplace challenges to fun topics such as fashion and healthy lifestyles and much, much more. So please join me as we discuss the issues, interests, and inspiration of women everywhere on Woman to Woman.
Hi, everybody. Welcome back. Thank you for staying this long with us. We are now going to be cooking the eggplant that we saw growing in the field that Deborah Gibson had done for us. And I have some other different eggplant. Well, this is a smaller version of what you saw her picking. And this is the tiny little version of an eggplant. It's a Japanese eggplant. So just know that there are different varieties of eggplants out there. I am today here with Carmen, and I want to say Adams, but it's Bridges now.
Yes.
I knew Carmen when she was young. She and my middle daughter were best friends in grade school.
Yes.
And Carmen has done a lot of different things in her life, but one thing that you're doing now is that you're working with yoga
Yes.
at Cleveland Physical Therapy. Is
Yes.
that correct?
Yes, Yoga is the name of our studio at Cleveland Physical Therapy Associates. We're on the second floor.
Okay.
So you can come in the side door and come up to our yoga studio and take yoga classes. And I also do personal training in the gym at Cleveland Physical Therapy downstairs.
Oh, yes.
So,
well,
yeah.
she not only cooks, but she's in good shape and wants to eat healthy.
Right.
And one of the healthy products we're doing is eggplant, also known as aubergine. So here we go. Our recipe is eggplant parmesan, is that correct?
Yes, this is a baked version of eggplant parmesan. A more traditional Italian version would be to fry the eggplant on the stovetop in oil. So this is baked in the oven. So the whole thing doesn't use the stovetop at all.
And very much more healthy.
Healthier, yes. Although this version is the slices of eggplant are breaded before they're baked, and the traditional version would not use the breading.
Oh, of course.
So, yeah. So it's a little bit different, but it's a quick and easy way to make really good eggplant parmesan.
Oh, great.
Okay.
Well, let's get started.
Okay, so the first thing that we do, this is a two-step process. The first thing that we're going to do is to slice up our eggplant. So I've got some already done here, and you want to make sure that you slice the eggplant uniformly, about 1/4 inch thick.
Okay.
So every slice needs to be about the same thickness so they'll cook evenly.
Oh, certainly, of course.
So in order to slice your eggplant, you're going to start by chopping that top off of it and the bottom. So you don't want to use those. But you do not need to peel your eggplant.
Oh, and that's a very good important thing, because I'm sure there are lots of vitamins and minerals are in
I'm not totally sure of the nutritional content, but
well,
yeah, it will.
Nancy has already talked about that.
Okay,
so, yes,
okay.
yes.
So it will soften up, the skin will soften up as it bakes. So you just want to slice these, and you can do it lengthwise or you can do it this way. it doesn't really matter.
Okay.
So about 1/4 of an inch thick for each of your slices.
Okay.
And we've got some already done.
All right.
So,
well, and that's probably all we need to show.
right,
Okay.
right. So the next part is we're going to take these slices and we're going to dip them in an egg wash. And this is just 2 eggs beaten up with some salt and pepper. And after we dip them in the egg wash, we're going to put them into the breadcrumb mixture, which consists of the breadcrumbs. And you can use, I like panko breadcrumbs. They're a little bit lighter than regular breadcrumbs, but you can use whatever you like. And we're going to put about 1 cup of those into our bowl. And I'm just kind of eyeballing. I'm not really measuring anything.
Listen.
So this is everybody knows the grated Parmesan in the can.
Right.
This is not your greatest quality Parmesan cheese, but this texture is really good for the breading. So we're going to put
it sticks better to the eggplant.
So we're going to use about 1/2 cup of that in with the breadcrumbs, and then a couple tablespoons of Italian seasoning. And this is just a dry Italian seasoning.
Because we usually consider that eggplant parmesan is an Italian dish. So
Correct, yes.
it'll taste Italian.
Right, and you can actually also already buy breadcrumbs that are already Italian seasoned.
Oh, okay.
And if you want to do it that way. And then we also have salt and pepper. This is a Himalayan pink salt that I use in my cooking. I like to use it. It's just a little bit, it contains more minerals that are good for you than regular table salt. And then freshly ground black pepper.
Oh, yes, yes. Oh,
So-
perfect.
Then we're just going to stir that up.
Okay.
Okay. And once we get that nice and stirred there.
Combined, okay.
Yeah, so we're going to take our eggplant slices
Okay.
and we're going to first put them into the egg wash and let that excess drip off a little bit. And then we're going to put them into the
So you
breadcrumbs.
really need a lot of crumbs to really
You do.
cover
And
the
your
entire
fingers are going to
surface.
get kind of messy, but you can take a spoon and kind of, cover your slices here.
Right.
And just press them down in there so they stick to the slices.
That's a good idea.
And then just kind of shake off the excess. And one thing I forgot to do was spray my baking sheet with oil.
Oh,
So
yeah.
this is a mister that I use because I like to use grapeseed oil when I cook. It has a higher smoke point than olive oil or any other kind of oil. I like to use avocado oil also for that same reason.
Okay.
And it's a little bit healthier than a canola or a soybean oil or anything like that.
Of course.
So spray
But
your pan.
with olive oil, it does tend to smoke if you get it too hot.
That's right.
Oh, that's a
olive oil-
great suggestion, folks.
Olive oil is better used for making salad dressings and things like that don't get hot.
Aha.
So you're just going to put these on your sprayed baking sheet.
Okay.
So we're just going
And
to do
we're
a
just gonna
couple of
do-
those.
Yeah,
just to
that'd
show
be
you how to
great. Oh, that's
do
great.
that. So
Good. Okay.
place those there. And then you're going to fill your pan with those.
Okay.
And depending on how many of these you want to do, depending on how big you want your eggplant parmesan to be, I'm using a 9x9 baking dish, so
Right.
I'm going to use about 18 slices of eggplant.
And that would be 9 on the bottom.
9
and
on the
then
bottom,
9
on the top. So we're going to
Got
layer
it.
them. Right.
Got it.
So we're going to take this pan and we're going to put it in the oven at 350 for 20 minutes, 20 to 25 minutes, depending on the heat of your oven.
Okay.
And this is what they look like when they're done.
Perfect.
So they're just golden brown, crispy, and these are good to eat on their own. You don't really have to do anything else to them. They're good.
Oh, well, of course.
But this is the
But to
first
make a
step.
dish,
Yes, so let me grab my paper
yes,
towels over here to
right.
wipe my hands off.
Right.
So I'm going to move this over here. And I'm going to bring
Got
my
all-
baking
done
dish.
With this,
Yes.
Done with this, okay.
So I'm going to bring my baking dish over here. The next step is your tomato sauce.
Okay.
So you can do this while these are in the oven. You can make your own tomato sauce if you like. If you have really great garden summer tomatoes this year, you can use those. Or just a jarred tomato marinara sauce is fine. You want to always read your labels to see, because
Of course.
spaghetti sauce, pasta sauce is notorious for having a lot of added sugar. and just a lot of artificial ingredients that you don't need.
Right.
So this one is from Aldi, and I really like this one. It's just, it has no added sugar whatsoever.
And it's a marinara.
It is a tomato, basil, onion, and garlic. So everything in there is pronounceable. If you can't pronounce it, don't eat it. That's my rule. It's not food.
Carmen.
It's not food if you can't pronounce
Oh
it.
my gracious, that's cute.
So
Good.
we're gonna put some of this in the bottom of your baking dish, just enough to cover the bottom of the
Okay,
dish. So you're gonna spread it out nice and even. Okay.
You can't pronounce it.
If you
shouldn't
can't
eat
pronounce it, don't eat it. That's the number one rule.
Oh, that's great.
So we would take our baked Parmesan slices,
Uh-huh.
and we'll just place those in the bottom of our pan. And they can overlap a little bit. They don't have to be perfect.
Oh, that's
And
good.
of course, we don't have enough to cover the whole pan, but you get the idea.
Right.
So the next step is to put another little spoonful of the sauce on top of each slice.
Okay.
Here and here. So about a tablespoon more of sauce on top of each slice. Then we take the good stuff,
Right.
the fresh mozzarella cheese.
Right,
So fresh mozzarella cheese is going to come, it's going to look like this when you buy it.
Okay.
I really don't like to buy mozzarella cheese that's already pre-shredded in a
Sure,
bag. It's just
sure.
not got the flavor or the
Right,
freshness
right,
of real
right.
mozzarella. So you just want to slice that.
Uh-huh.
And we're going to put one slice of cheese on each slice of Parmesan.
Okay.
And then the Parmesan part is the Parmesan cheese.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah, of course. Here we go.
It's not eggplant mozzarella, it's eggplant Parmesan, right?
Right.
Okay,
Right,
so
right.
we've got some shaved Parmesan cheese.
Uh-huh.
And this, again, is a much better flavor than the grated
Oh, of
powdered
course.
Parmesan cheese.
Sure.
So we're going to put that on top of the mozzarella.
Oh, yes.
Okay.
Oh, my.
So then you would do this step all over again. You would take another, we don't have enough to do it in this dish, but
Right.
you would take more baked eggplant slices,
Okay.
put them on top of here,
Okay.
another tablespoon of sauce, another slice of mozzarella,
And
and another
stack them
Parmesan.
up.
Just stack them right on top of each other.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, now, don't you have that cooking in the oven?
I do.
Well, then let's just show.
Let's see what it looks like when it's done.
Our viewers what it looks like.
All
We
right.
are prepared here,
we
folks.
are prepared. So this one
Okay.
is already done.
And we can probably set that right there.
Sure.
Okay.
So that's what it looks like when it comes out of the oven.
And let's see, you've got, and it's hot. If you want to just hold
It's
that
hot,
up
sure.
so our audience can
Right.
see that. See where it's stacked up.
Right.
And
So
yes,
it's kind of like making a
beautiful.
lasagna a little bit, like the stacking of
Oh,
the
yes,
lasagna. But
yes.
so this is a vegetarian dish. There's no meat involved. It's not vegan. It does contain cheese and eggs.
Right.
But it is a vegetarian dish and very healthy
And-
it's
oh,
really,
yes,
really good. It's really
yes.
easy. Little labor intensive with the 2 double steps that you have to do with the dipping and everything, but you know,
Okay.
this part I forgot to say, once you get everything in the baking dish like this, it goes in the oven again at 400 for another 20 minutes.
Okay.
And it's done.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for watching, folks. Try eggplant. They're still at the farmer's market. They're still at the grocery store. And I've so enjoyed this, Carmen.
I did too. Thank you for having me.
You're more than welcome.
It was fun.
And
come do yoga.
Yes, yes. With Carmen, who's a
Yes.
health nut. We'll see you next in the month of September. And don't forget the World Series games, American Legion. It'll probably be over no, it'll still be going on if you watch it on Sunday. So
Right.
go the team you're for.